Now, we have been so inspired this week to broach some really cool initiatives, and one that's coming up that gives us all the opportunity in our part to give something back to an organization that has been doing incredible work is Blisters for Bread. We're all going to go put our money where our mouth is and walk a little bit of a distance, but in no way equates to the kind of work that the Peninsula Feeding Association and the Peninsula School Feeding Association has been doing over the last few decades, helping children broach a very difficult time of their lives where they do not need to be hungry, i.e. approaching school in the best way possible so they can become successful people. Now, I've got one major success story sitting with me, Dr. Karen Dos Reis, who has been affected by the feeding scheme in a very real way. Of course, it touched your life as a child. Now, you have gone on to actually reconnect with the organization, and I want to get into that, but taking a step back, obviously looking at the situation that requires this kind of support, why the feeding scheme is there. This was something that really did help you at a vital stage of your young development.
Yeah. Good morning, Graham. Thank you for having me on your show this morning. I attended Plantation Primary, which is located in Grassy Park. And reflecting back today, the South Peninsula Feeding Scheme, they did not necessarily just fill our stomachs, but they also created a platform for our teachers to nurture us. Because I remember the bread and the soup that we received every day came about an hour and a half before school ended. So it was a welcome treat. And obviously the teacher would stop work and dish out the soup and the bread, and that created a bit of a social atmosphere in class. And we would have our chat, and we would chat to our teachers, and in that way we bonded with each other. And that was an amazing experience, and I realized today that I developed attributes like respect, kindness, and gratitude, because none of us complained about the food, because it was a treat, it was necessary. Break was between 10, 10:15, so my mom packed in a sandwich, but clearly here, close to 1 o'clock, you would feel hungry again.
You'd be taking the strain, yeah.
And here the food would be arriving, and you would be happy. I felt loved. I didn't know where it was coming from. And of course, being loved at home, being loved at school, that made a big difference in my life.
That is a big shift. I was saying, we were chatting a little bit earlier, it seems to be a shift back to the idea that communities should be looking after their children and their schools. It doesn't just fall on the parent who is under a huge amount of pressure. Certainly in the case of Cape Town, we know how much pressure the majority of our parents are on down here. A feeding scheme like this reinforces the idea that children are a priority, and that clearly does sink in the child that is benefiting.
Yes, definitely. I mean, the South Peninsula Feeding Scheme, they've been existing for more than 55 years,
wow,
which means that they are a credible organization. So if you want to trust an organization to do something positive with your money, then clearly this is an organization to plow your money into. Whether it's a big or small amount, it does make a difference. Currently, they are feeding almost 24,000 children per day.
Wow.
But that's such a small, it's a lot of children, but according to stats, 3 out of 4 children are not fed every day. So just imagine if all South Africans can just give back, especially those that have achieved something in life. Don't hold back, give back.
I love that. And just quickly, if we can round off, you are clearly doing that yourself now. You've reconnected with the organization. Quickly tell me about that.
Yes, about a month ago, we had our university had a meeting with them, the Cape Peninsula University of Technology. I initiated a program, a service learning project that offers free accounting tuition on a Saturday to prepare learners for the assessment. And they've offered to feed those children on a Saturday, which, yeah, I'm so grateful for being involved with an organization like this.
Well, I'm sure it goes both ways. Doctor, thank you so much for coming onto the show and sharing your story. We shall be earning our blisters with you at the next big walk, but thank you very much for opening a window into what is exactly going on and how it affected you in such a positive way. We really do appreciate that.
Thank you for having me.
What an absolute pleasure. Well, for just 50 Rand, only 50 bucks, you can enter and take part in the Blisters for Bread Fund Walk on the 24th of August, with all proceeds going towards the Peninsula School Feeding Association school feeding program. You can log on to psfa.org.za for more information. You can get your entry forms there, and entries are closing on the 17th of August. This is a big one. A lot of people want to be involved, so get yourself onto that roll. Come and do your part for an incredible organization. 55 years they've been looking after the children in our community. Maybe they deserve a little something back. Well, we've still got lots coming up on the show this morning. I know Kat is very excited to have the whole family under the umbrella today.